Winners semi-finals time. Win this one, admission to the winners finals, and a chance at a grand finals, and a guaranteed top 3 placement for one of these two teams. SSG up against Rebellion. Dan, this one's going to be good.
Yeah, this is going to be a banger. This is two teams who will certainly want to have that ticket into the winners final and get into that top 3, but you've got to look at the consistency from both of these squads leading up to this point. Two of our best Slayer teams that we have in the tournament, in the league, and they have to go head-to-head here. So those games 2 and 5 are going to be so important for how this is going to go down, and I can't wait for it to unfold.
You speak with the Slayers and how important they are, and like we say, Rebellion up in Ireland, the only lost Slayers to FaZe up against SSG now. It's time to prove that you can be a little more than an irritation to these top 3 teams and beat the big ones.
Yeah, technically we'll be able to say who is the best slaying team for sure after this series unfolds, but certainly at the moment, Rebellion will hold that title, but SSG will be looking to take that off them for sure. We begin things with CTF Forbidden though, and I do feel like that leans a little bit towards Spacestation with how they've been playing, certainly with the momentum they were able to gain with that incredible comeback early.
They are formidable on that map and mode game type, it must be said, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Europe's golden child. Lqgend, the first European to win a major. It's a bit like when Thierry Henry left Arsenal and joined Barcelona, Dan. Talk to me about that.
That just brings back bad memories for both counts. It was sad to see Lqgend leave, but it is amazing to witness history and him being able to compete on a squad like this. But you want to be able to go back to back and prove that it wasn't just a one-off, it wasn't just fortunate timing, it wasn't just a fortunate bracket, and all of the other nonsense that comes with it when you have the spotlight on you. Instead, you have to go back to back and show to everyone you deserve that spot, you deserve that place.
People believed it was a risk picking up the big man Lqgend. Capture the flag on the horizon, Dan. Tell me something about it.
Well, SSG, I mean, they do like to play Forbidden. They've had a lot of success, and in this tournament, they've found themselves a victory too. For Rebellion on the other side, we haven't seen them play at this tournament, so there's always that kind of what-if factor. But I do think that SSG, we know what they can do with sniper rifles.
Shields up, weapons hot. We're underway, folks. Winners semi-finals, and an opportunity for a winners finals. On board with StelluR, sniper rifle in hands. What can SSG's do? Is he about to go Old Testament? Starting this one off a little bit slow. Body shot enough to get the kill on the suppressed. How good is StelluR for this team?
Yeah, this is the reason why they are a formidable force on Forbidden, because StelluR can take these positions and cover the rest of the squad and then indicate where his teammates should be pushing. Do they want to run it low? Do they want to run it high? He can almost dictate how it's going to go, but maybe not if Mental has an answer of his own. And that's one reason why Rebellion will have the opportunity here to shut down Spacestation, because they can also find the snipes.
Mental. Patrolling hut, pushing forward. All the talk coming into this is Rebellion is a team that can win a championship. And wouldn't they just make a statement? They could beat SSG and Mental finds another face. They need people to find form like this.
Good with a sniper, but can't quite find that final shot with the bandit at the moment. But Mental, most importantly, in a position to cover the flag as it is on the move. He can escort technically, but he's kind of just hovering around. I think he's worried there's someone behind, but all the meanwhile, he's able to catch StelluR yet again. That's a 3rd bullet through the dome.
Oh! Mental by name, Mental by nature. 1-0 to Rebellion, and off the back of that good work from Mental.
Shutting down StelluR on that sniper rifle was absolutely huge, and then he made sure he stayed in exactly the same spot to just force StelluR to be in a position where he's not allowed to pick the sniper rifle up again. And off the back of it, I mean, he's had a killing spree. He will eventually fall, but I think it's job done. You've got one flag. Now the team can start to take very aggressive forms of attack here if they would like to.
What the Rebellion decide to do? Push forward, look for more, or play a little bit more passive. It's been off the back of that aggression, getting those kills. Being clinical at times. Bound gets a triple kill. SoulSnipe last man standing. An opportunity for SSG to push forward. Lqgend in a 1v1. He rarely misses, and he does it this time.
Oh, overshoot doesn't quite get popped, and that's a big kill for Cykul. I think the important factor, you have to know when you're going up against Spacestation that anyone on that team can pop off, and individually you have to try and match them in every single way. But denying them the chance to have advantageous positions with the likes of the overshield, with the likes of the sniper rifle, has to be your focus. You really have to out-objective them. And that's exactly what Rebellion are doing at the moment.
So much firepower on this team. It's frightening. So much firepower in this lobby. They're going toe-to-toe here. Rebellion off to an early lead, but happy to play this a little bit slower. Snipe rifle up now for both teams. Eco in the underpass. There's a little bit of poke damage. This sizzle stick might get the job done. It doesn't. Just about. Cykul able to get his shields back. As he pushes forward now, has a sniper to play with. Swing and a miss on one. Loses his life. Mental, he's got the wig wobbler once more.
A little bit of pressure on Mental to hit some shots just to stop the attack that's going to come through from Spacestation. So to see how they navigate what is going to be an attack now from SSG, let's jump into a listening with Rebellion.
Nice, two dead. Should be around our base.
Top left legend.
Okay, okay. OB in 20. OB in 20.
I'm
Alright, I think our base is clear. I don't know where that guy went.
Yeah,
Yo,
they're
stop
5%.
me, Sam.
OB in 15.
Good red flag traded.
Airbag flag.
They're sniping their back flag.
Sniping. You speak really close.
Still there.
Yo, he has 2 bullets
shot.
back left. Or back left flag going.
Listen, OB4 guys.
Yo,
OB3. OB3.
Nice shot. And the guy, yo,
Nice.
Yo,
Yeah, man,
sitting
that's
on the plat. On the plat.
OB guys. OB.
Preston.
Mohawk,
Sitting on the
Mohawk,
left.
take it, OB.
More coming, guy.
They're sniping Mohawk. They're sniping. Yeah, on Billy, on Billy.
Damage.
I think, yo, one probably away, guys.
Look at him.
Guys, I'm going to window.
Billy.
I'm going to window.
Stop
I
it.
saw. The window, I have a kill. I just finished the
Point
podcast.
out,
Another.
Yo, more
Come on,
is that?
Hey, we get a poke, get a poke. Where's last guy? He's sniping in the little hole. He's in the rat hole. He's in the rat hole. Oh, he's gonna OE. He's gonna OE or he's gonna go back.
I vote.
Yeah, another guy away.
Not the door rat. We're
Yeah,
good.
3 guys coming back.
Stay alive, Donnie. Stay alive.
Our rat or theirs.
No, they came back.
They're snipe, guys. Nice. Nice. Two dead.
One on Donnie. I saw Mohawk.
Yeah, he's sniping. He's one shot. The back long to Mohawk. I can't run it. That's fine.
One shot. Dead.
Well, Space Station is struggling to keep up with Rebellion at the moment. Great control that we're witnessing, and it's how they are all working together to make sure that flag moves without being even contested, let alone being stopped by Space Station. Typically, SSG, a team who is very good at stopping flags from being pulled in general. On average, only 3 per game, but 2 have been pulled and 2 have been captured. So now SSG need to find more of a way to actually find some offense here, because every time they try and make any sort of flank, Rebellion are wise to it.
Something that was telling in the listening communication was calm and composed. It wasn't frantic. They're prepared for this occasion. They've worked on it. This is where they belong, and they're trying to prove it. Mental now, a couple of shots down. Got 2 players to contend with. Eco's going to get him down to no shield, but Mental again, every single time there's a piv, it's a Rebellion man coming out on top.
Right, it's another flag moving. 4 dead. StelluR's going to be the first one up, and now if Rebellion do exactly the same thing where they're able to cover the players and take them off spawn, distract them from that damage, and this could be easily a 3rd flag, SSG now have to OV.
Mental pushing this one on, driving the flag forward. Will receive a little bit of contention. Cykul's going to keep jiggle peeking. Lqgend gets a kill. Eco another. He's going to try and force this one home. Is Mental and gets it. Rebellion take the lead in this series.
Tried as they might did Space Station to keep up with the pace that Rebellion were laying down, but they just couldn't match it. And it really was all stemming from that sniper rifle engagement we saw right at the start of the game. StelluR losing out. And in the end, it was just a nice run of a killing spree to give them that first flag. They just positioned themselves so successfully to cover every single angle. And Space Station were kind of spreading themselves out. They were a bit sporadic around the map. One player would go down low, one would try and OE, one would go over top middle. And they were just getting beaten in the individual fights, which I think is something that Space Station aren't necessarily used to in a lot of their games. They are so individually incredible that they feel like they could just run at everything as individuals, but they need to start playing more as a team here against Shopify Rebellion.
And something we're always hammering home about teams, particularly the top teams, is objective efficiency. When you get them kills, what do? Can you result in a flag capture? Can you get some stronghold points? And with Rebellion being such a strong slaying team, that should be the hardest job that you have. How do you then turn it into objective efficiency? And they're starting to do that now against SSG.
I think it was the amount of times we saw Rebellion take 3 or 4 members of Space Station down at once and then go on to pull the flag afterwards. They weren't just pulling it willy-nilly and hoping they were able to do something on the fly. It was well-planned, well-formed attack that has worked out for a very impressive 3-0 victory there on Forbidden. I think that one's going to hurt for Space Station to start the series in that way, but we've already seen so far today that Space Station, they can go behind and still find their way back into a series.
Well, back into the series, it's going to have to be StelluR on Streets up next. Dan, what have you got for me? What did the stats say?
Rebellion did beat Spacestation on this exact map and mode back in Arlington, so this is a really good one for Rebellion to try and take a 2-0 lead in the series. Again, Spacestation probably looked at those VODs though, probably have studied it, what went wrong, what went right. But Rebellion are our best slaying team in the league. We heard the devs speaking about it, so this is going to be the best time if ever to try and shoot down a Space Station squad.
Well, we're hyping up the stats. That's why on your screens, 4-1 the record on Slayers, and it actually was for Rebellion. Their tournament was ended in Arlington by FaZe on this very map mode combination. The only Slayer that they lost the entire tournament.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, sure, but you know, we need to look at what's happened in this tournament so far, because a lot changes from one tournament to another, and we've always harped on about it that one of your worst game types can suddenly become one of your best game types as long as you do focus that. And we've noticed that those patterns from Space Station at previous years, at previous events, is they do improve on their worst. So Rebellion need to be wise to that. Naturally, if you are good at a game type, you practice it less as well. So it's going to be, are we seeing a trend downward for Rebellion on this game now?
These two, the way they play, the speed, the pace that they push, it's very much rock and roll Halo. In your face, forcing the initiative, and playing so fast you almost can't breathe. But something has to give here. Both teams can't do it at the same time.
Rock and roll Halo, you'd expect that to come with screaming as well, but neither of these teams really are those kind of teams. Very calm comms that we will hear when we jump into those listen-ins, which is so important, especially on a map like Forbidden, like we just saw. You need to be very direct with the positions that players are going to be playing. What angles are they going to be taking? Where are they going to be trying to OE? Can we stop them? Can we take a fight against them? And we saw the success that Rebellion had because of that.
Taking a look at the main Slayers then. There is the golden boy. He was stolen away. 1.41 KD. Recycle 1.34. Just how pivotal these two are for their teams.
I mean, Cykul had some incredible individual fights that were massive for him in the previous game. Lqgend, he was a slow burner in the previous series we saw with Space Station as well. So I'm expecting him to start to come into things as we get into the further maps. I do feel like Lqgend has a lot of pressure on him as a player, not because of the whole Europe thing, but he's been doing a lot of the objective work for this side, but also putting up the damage numbers. And if suddenly one of those drops, it changes the team's dynamic a lot. So he has had to really adjust his playstyle ever since he switched from Quadrant to SSG, but boy, is he kind of fit into this team absolutely perfectly, and I'm sure that he will be a key factor here as the series goes on.
Young man's got broad shoulders and able to carry the weight, carry the burden for this team. That was the reason he was picked up. They hoped he would bring championships to the black and gold of Space Station gaming. He's already secured one major, the opening at Arlington in Texas. Hoping and aiming to go back-to-back here in London, back on familiar territory. But Rebellion, they're doing just that. They're causing an upset here. Already upset the apple cart, 1-0 to the good. 2 away from a winners finals.
Well, it was 50-45 when Rebellion won this back in Arlington. Can Space Station close that gap, or can they just completely turn this one around and get back into this series? We're underway then into Slayer Streets. And I am curious whether we're going to see the same kind of control out of Rebellion that we just saw in the previous map. They were covering everything for each other. And Space Station need to be playing a little bit more together than they did in the previous.
Mental doing good damage, pushing forward. Bound in tires, already down in shots, waiting for his teammates to come up. SoulSnipe on hand, capitalizing the damage dealt by Mental. That's something they're doing so well. When they get a player weak, it's getting cleaned up time and time again.
Yeah, and that's down to the communication, yet again. Making sure everything's direct. No communication is getting left behind with these teams. It's an early lead for Shopify, but Space Station will be looking at it and saying, all right, as long as we don't get on any sort of split spawn here, it's not going to be too much of an issue, but Bound needs to win, the fight doesn't. And now that split spawn does begin to happen. Space Station just 2 alive, and Shopify Rebellion may take advantage of this. Just try and crush those players over towards Arcade before the spawners come.
3 kills, the point of difference for now. Make it 2, make it 1. Just like that, Lqgend and Eco combine. Pick up a couple. Trade. 3 dead for Rebellion. Mental's going to be under serious pressure here off spawn from StelluR. Mental wins it. How big that could be. Just make sure staggered spawns don't continue. A double kill, reversal for Bound, hitting shots. We need Space Station to show a little bit more signs of life.
But those are the kind of individual battles you expect to see from Space Station, being able to turn around, being able to get those reversals. Once they start to get flowing, that's when they start to scare their opposition and really start to feel their way into the map with some confidence. The fact they're able to deny Rebellion from being able to kind of force them into a split spawn and constantly push them back and forth. They're very quick off their spawn to try and find those areas to not allow Rebellion to push up and take too much space.
Spacestation just limping into this map number 2. This is only a matter of time before they awaken the beast. Bulldog from Cykul does massive damage, gets a kill as well, stays alive, down to no shields. Heads up towards Tram now. Teammates are getting kills around him, and Nico's desperately trying to survive, doing damage, trying to get the kill, and Cykul gets another. They're getting all the kills, they're doing all the damage. Suppressed has the camouflage as well, and Spacestation are being pinned back every single time they spawn.
Well, this lead is starting to get concerning for Spacestation. Rebellion just seem to be relentless with their pushes, but that's the kind of fights they don't want to be taking. You don't want to give a ticket back into the game by taking too many individual fights. I know that they are going to be confident after that game 1, but you also have to recognize the team you're going up against. It's the current champions of the previous event. Some of the best individuals in the game. SoulSnipe gets shut down very quickly from Eco, and as long as Spacestation are within, you know, kind of 6, 7, there's always that opportunity for a comeback on streets. Get a Bulldog in your hand, get a Stalker rifle, and then you've got all the power weapons that you could probably dream of. So for Rebellion, it's ensuring that they're on top of that, and of course, a lot of that comes down to the coach too.
We had an opportunity to listen to Rebellion in map number 1. Let's flip the script and let's listen to the reigning champions, SSG, and see what they're saying.
One shot driveway, one shot driveway.
I'm gonna be.
SoulSnipe. I'm gonna go down.
One shot driveway, one shot driveway.
He's a stock, he has a stock.
You're out. Last two guys on me. Last two guys. I'm living. I can't.
Watch up B-stairs.
Traded.
B-stairs again.
I'll drop down.
One guy PT, careful.
No help, Brayden.
Nice.
Maybe.
You're B-stairs again. Come on.
We need to
Pushing
get back.
purple.
Yep.
Okay, back door.
Plants,
Back door.
Two plants.
Back door, agent maybe. Watch out,
Yeah.
1% thing, no 1% thing.
Weak. Maybe stairs.
Almost still up. Agent, Rick.
I have camo.
Nice. Agent again, John Gear, Kevin. Nice.
Two on party, two on shotty.
Go.
Let's try to check for weapons.
You're on shady, weak monkey.
Right, I'm here with you with camo.
You're on my heavy. Front C, watch out, front C. Watch out, bottom C. Yeah. One's on shady, weak monkey. There's 2 on shady, Cykul and monkey. You guys can try to walk cafe maybe?
Yeah,
Watch 2 there. You guys are all 3 there.
Right, hiding.
Yeah, multiple two.
Watch the agent.
Hear that? There are 3 here then.
Watch 2 guys one shot agent. I go on. Yeah. Agent is one shot. One back tower.
Back tower, kill me. Two
Top
agent
tower,
top tower.
watch out. You're one shot.
Agent on shotty. Two shotgun, guys. Two shotgun, guys. On shotty weak. 3 there. 3.
Two more.
One shot, Kevin. One shot.
No.
Last guy.
Nice. Bounty. It should be C. Okay.
Watch it,
Walk up B. Let's walk up B together, guys. Walk up B.
Okay. I'm going
In arcade driveway.
Okay. Watching driver.
Arcade 3. Driveway weak. Stalker.
Watch out, B-roll. Nice, don't driveway. Red room. Challenge. Room, watch out. 1% heavy, 1 heavy. Just driver.
Here, let's start the map. I'm going purple. Cafe, kill me.
I'm going.
On the bandit. Is Ajax
Watch
down?
out, watch out,
One shot. Yep, nice. I'm one shot down. I cannot help.
One cafe.
Spacestation just about starting to find their footing in this series then. They were down by 4, down by 5. They've now taken the lead here. Both teams requiring 9, suppressed with a huge double kill. And what a difference that could make in this series.
I mean, they were down by 7 at one point, and that's what Rebellion, they had to be concerned about. That comeback, it's always possible. And now it's a 43-43 game. And those 7 kills, boy, they would hope to have those back. But now Shopify will just gain by 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if the game just slows back down again. As Rebellion realize that they have thrown away quite the lead, but it's got to be said, the comeback from Spacestation and how they did it, they started to play together more, they started to push those angles correctly. They overwhelmed Rebellion with so many pushes. This camo, though, is going to be big. Shroud will go down, it's going to be a good cover. And Rebellion, they get the first chance to actually make a play and try and take a big advantage with a 6-kill game.
Opportunity Rebellion. Suppress has gotten another kill. 14 kills. Leading his team, leading the lobby right now in slays. And Cykul has an opportunity to make a play. 2 players in front of him. They're spotting out the camo player. SoulSnipe is there though to get StelluR, get the pick. Bound tries to close the distance to eliminate the problem and to find a solution. 4 dead for SSG. One more kill required.
One more, and it's just going to be finding those spawners, calling it out. Where is the last player? And they see him, they've heard him, and SoulSnipe gets it, and Shopify Rebellion find themselves 2-0 up against Spacestation and one map away from getting into the winners' final and solidifying a top 3.
Player standing up, taking a brief break. Sentinels found themselves in this very same position. Booba exchanged words across the stage, but ultimately it was SSG who had the last laugh. Rebellion will have that fresh in the memory. They cannot make that same mistake.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for Rebellion is they've not given SSG that kind of extra energy, have they? They've not been shouting across the stage. They've not been trying to get in their heads. They've been doing all of the talking in the game by dominating at the right times. And sure, they'd be a little bit frustrated that they were able to let SSG back into the game, into the way that they did, in the manner that they did. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as you get that victory. And once more, they find exactly the same form as they did back in Arlington. It's another victory on Slayer Streets. It's taking SSG down again and solidifying themselves at the moment as the best slaying team in the league.
We spoke about before the series started, the challenge for this team was to be no longer be an irritation, start to be a big problem, start to push yourself into those winners finals. They're on the cusp now, one map away. Confirmation of what we've seen, 3-0, dominant flag forbidden. Slayer Streets 50-46, and for large parts, they were dictating the tempo, they were pushing the pace. Livefire, King of the Hill on the horizon. This could be huge for the future of Rebellion. They could make a statement here.
Well, that's what we were asking right at the top of the show. The analyst desk was, can Shopify Rebellion be the team that closes the gap, that gets into that top 3? Well, they've got the best opportunity they could have ever asked for here now. A 2-0 lead over a Space Station that look a little bit flat. King of the Hill Livefire was my big question mark when I looked at this series layout, because both teams have been a bit iffy here or there on it. Of course, if you want to carry on watching that one, it is on the Beast stream, but we will be going back to Space Station versus Rebellion here on the main stage in the winners semi-final. Rebellion have a 2-0 map lead and are one map away from getting into the winners final and sending our reigning champs down into the elimination bracket. It's King of the Hill Livefire. I mentioned it just before we went away to the B stream that this one is a big question mark because both teams have been a little bit all over the place playing it. We'll have to see whether they can find a bit more consistency when it comes to holding these hills.
Space Station on the ropes. Space Station on the back foot, but they've been comfortable playing from this position before. Are they going to perform yet another rope-a-dope and hit the reverse sweep? Or can Rebellion send them to the elimination bracket here and now? We're about to find out. On board with Lqgend.
You really need one of your superstars to step up to the plate and show what you're made of now. StelluR wasn't able to get that sniper rifle going on Forbidden. He was shut down immediately at the start of the game. There's only one sniper rifle on Livefire. Put it to good use, and it could change the entire fortune of your team for this series.
You speak of superstars, there are few brighter than that man on your screens right now with the sniper rifle. SSG's is StelluR, capable of turning a game on its head. Can he be the difference maker here for his team? As he so often is. Lqgend with the camouflage, they have all the goodies they need. Rebellion have a little bit of progress on this first hill. SSG happy to sacrifice the time at the beginning, 3 dead. And they will now move in, they will collapse on Cykul, they'll clear out the riffraff, and they'll start to score.
That's a lot of time though for Rebellion. They'll be pretty happy, get it over halfway. One push, all 4 dead, and they might be able to put this first point on the board, but the same could be said for Space Station. 1 more wipe, woo! And that could be the start of said wipe. 2 have fallen, nice use as well. Just to be able to push that grenade away. For Rebellion, they're just trying to sneak around and suppress, just needs to stay alive for as long as he can here and delay.
Delay he can. Delay he shall. Snipe shot connects with the body. It's going to force Cykul to back down. Cykul has to be cautious not to take too much more damage. StelluR's there, standing strong. Up against Mental. Mental wins it. You spoke about how you were concerned about the progress they had made. They're back in the hill now.
Yeah, and they have that opportunity to get the first one. Space Station maybe the chance to push once more, but they might just leave this one and start to think about the second. Lqgend already trying to make waves and go around the other side. So Space Station said, look, we'll give it up. We'll start to focus elsewhere. Let's see if we can get round towards tower. And Mental's under a little bit of pressure, but he's doing very well just to lead the rest of Space Station into a trap. Sure, Legend's been able to get a double kill, but at least Space Station weren't able to set up for this next kill, and that was mainly just the positioning from Mental and the information he was able to give to the rest of the team.
Mental sent them down the garden path. Down top tower. It's a strong position to be in. Desperately waiting for teammates to arrive. They're not going to come quick enough. Suppressed is going to eliminate him from the equation. StelluR back tower will get a kill on the Cykul, but members of Rebellion dropping down to clear him out. Eco's died elsewhere. StelluR, somehow, some way, eventually gets taken down. They have control of the hill, but they have to try and play for camouflage at the same time. Bound has it in his chest, but can he survive? It's pivotal that he can. Cykul gets a kill elsewhere. A trade here and there. Bound has camo, and Bound's pushing forward. But unfortunately, he's the last man alive.
Yeah, last man alive with the camouflage, and a lot to do here because Rebellion hold hill and hold all the positions. You can see they're watching every angle possible. And Mental again is going to do enough just to be a nuisance here. Force Bound away, and sadly Bound falls to Suppressed. Rebellion just seem to have the upper hand in every single scenario against Spacestation right now.
These pesky rebels continue to cause chaos and carnage. Lqgend over towards tower. Thinks about going one way, goes the other instead. Bound slides in, hits an ill-timed grenade though. Unfortunately, he's no longer part of the equation. Lqgend back tower again, desperately trying to stay alive, trying to do damage. StelluR gets killed, excuse me. And Lqgend's still there. But he can't have an influence, can't do anything. Spacestation looks so disjointed in Rebellion. It's food and drink to them.
Of course, there was a LAN prior to this event, and we saw members of Spacestation go on to win that entire LAN, go on to beat the likes of Shopify Rebellion. But Rebellion have come back with a vengeance and say, well, maybe we'll win the ones that matter. 2-0 up against the reigning champs. 3 minutes 19 on the clock, so it's not like Spacestation really need to worry too much about time right now, but this hill is so crucial. But 4 have gone down now for SSG. And Rebellion have the opportunity to go 3-0 up here, and that might just be curtains if they can get a third on the board. The clock will then really play to their advantage.
You say they don't have to worry about time, but they have to worry about their performance level right now. They have not shown enough against Rebellion. This is not the SSG we're used to seeing. That's a big credit to Rebellion shutting them down. It's imperative now that Mental and co continue to do what's found success for them here. Apply pressure, hold points of contact. And Cykul's looking to do that here and now.
SSG look like they've been rocked. And it's been Rebellion rocking their way potentially here into the winners final. It was a great comeback for SSG against Sentinels, but at the moment with the way Rebellion are playing, they look flawless. They don't seem to have any chinks in the armor. Nothing that Spacestation could find to break through. And if they're able to get yet another camouflage, it denies any sort of play attempt for Spacestation to break this. Cykul's happy to hold. There's Bound with a last-ditch attempt, but it has to be a push now. You can't afford to go 3-0 down.
Spacestation in big trouble here. They've got to get forward. They've got to get to the hill. Eco's gonna fall. Cykul cuts him down. This hill is huge. StelluR will get there. Cykul desperately trying to stay alive. He will get cut apart. But how good is the hold from SSG? StelluR will live for now. Lqgend is there. 3 dead. This has got to be a perfect hold for Spacestation.
Yeah, this is a last stand now from Spacestation. If they get this hill, there's still a real opportunity. They can break their way back into this game and they can just start to crush the spirits of Rebellion. But off spawn Rebellion, at the moment, it's a 2-2 split. And it's whether they're going to try and go for some sort of pinch here. Eco may be aware of it, and I think he's calling it out to the rest of the team. If you sense a pinch is happening, you try and isolate 2 of the players, but they're unable to do so at the moment. Rebellion, they push it at the same time, but Lqgend gets a big kill. But it's not big enough because Rebellion have been able to get all 4, and it's 3-0 now to Rebellion. Spacestation are well and truly on the ropes and on the verge of being sent to the elimination bracket.
Sniper rifle for Suppressed. It goes from bad to worse for Spacestation. The QT will save SSG's life for now. Suppressed though. Connects with the body. Eco could be his latest victim. Fires 2, swings and a misses, and backs away. Plays his life.
And now I said earlier, the clock was not against Spacestation. Now it most certainly is. 1 minute 54. And Rebellion, they can use it to their advantage. Force Spacestation into the hill and then start to surround them. And Suppressed again putting the sniper to good use. Oh, one more! Just for good luck, 4 are dead. And Rebellion, they can taste that winner's final.
When people hit shots like that against you, it's just not your night. And now the hold. But the decision is, we're gonna play time instead. Suppressed holds the line. Finds the body, Mental gets taken care of elsewhere. Cykul answers back. 3v3 on the map, but shield advantage for Rebellion. SoulSnipe will fall, but Spacestation have made a beautiful little flank over towards tower. But they need to control it now, because like you say, it's a 4v5. Time also against them.
How many times have we said the big three this, the big three that? Spacestation, FaZe, Optic Gaming. Will anyone bridge that gap? Will anyone push themselves to be in that conversation? Rebellion are doing more than push themselves. They are forcing their way into that top three with a dominant performance, but it is not quite done yet. Spacestation still have a slither of hope, and they have to hope that maybe Rebellion will slip up, but at the moment they do not look like that will happen whatsoever.
There's still a chance. By God, count out Spacestation at your own peril. SoulSnipe's camo will dissipate. Ego just about finds the visor. But as he tries to close the distance to the hill, he gets cut down. Mental in trouble here, caught between a rock and a hard place, gets taken down. And perhaps Spacestation can answer back here, and maybe the dream is still alive.
Spacestation are digging their heels in and are going to give absolutely everything to try and get back into not just this game, but this series. One on the board. And one step closer, but they are still so far away from getting back into the game. It's now the top middle hill, arguably one of the most difficult hills to hold in the game. But if they can get tower presence, if they can get a couple of kills here, Rebellion will be on a weird spawn.
Important for Rebellion to not chase late last causes, excuse me. A SoulSnipe gets one when he really shouldn't have. And as long as they stay out of the hill, they're winning. SoulSnipe absolutely running the server right now. 23, 10, and 19. Can't be stopped, won't be stopped.
Sniper rifle in the hill for StelluR though. If he can hit some big shots, which he will not, denied by Cykul instantly. 40 seconds now, and Spacestation are just hurtling themselves towards that hill in hope they can hold it while slaying out. And they most certainly can achieve it, but Suppressed, he denies it. He gets aggressive at the right time. And Spacestation now, one last push you'd imagine to try and get some control of this hill.
Rebellion continue to hold the line. Spacestation continue to throw bodies at the hill. They have no other choice. And every single time they do, they're nothing but cannon fodder. Suppressed and SoulSnipe combined to take down two members of SSG. The writing's on the wall here.
Writing's on the wall. Last push then. Legend does get the opener, but it gets traded out. Rebellion just need to watch. And now it's 2 kills, and surely this is going to be job done.
10 seconds remain then. Have they done enough? Mental gets one more. They're in the hill. And they're out of the hill just as quick. Cykul throws nades. Legend desperately tucks his tail between his legs and hopes for the best praise. But here comes the collapse from Rebellion, and they send them home. They send them down the chute. 2 seconds. 1. Rebellion! Clean sweep to Spacestation Gaming.
And boy, do they let them know about it as well. And they do not only make a statement towards Spacestation, they make a statement towards this entire tournament. We are here to play, and we have one thing on our minds, and that is winning a major. The top 3 has been broken, and a new potential champion has now entered the building.
No longer an irritation. They are now a problem for the top 3 as they enter themselves into the equation. Winners finals on the horizon for them. Dominant against the reigning champions.
Spacestation really didn't get a chance to get going. Every time they found any sort of momentum in every single game type we saw, there was an answer around every corner, quite literally, from some of these players. But I feel like it all stemmed from that very beginning on Forbidden CTF. The sniper rifle war, it wasn't much of a war in the end. It was very quickly over, was said battle, taking down StelluR, denying any possibility with the coverage on that map. And then from there, the momentum, it just kept going for them.
I mean, you've seen it from almost minute 1. Cykul getting the kills, Mental getting the kills. They laid the foundation for that series win. Dominant in map number 1. And it has to be said, for large parts of 2 and 3, it was one-way traffic. They were inflicting the damage. They were the ones causing the chaos. And in the end, rewarded with a clean sweep.
And it really is, I mean, kind of mind-blowing when you look at that final series layout. You look at the 3-0 sweep for Rebellion, especially when you look at the fact Spacestation were undefeated leading up to this point. This entire year had not dropped a series But now, for the first time this year, they're going to have to battle through that elimination bracket. As for Rebellion, it's uncharted territory being in this winners final, and I'm sure they will love every moment of it, but they'll have to wait till tomorrow now to be able to play again.
They have to wait till tomorrow, but we do not have to wait till tomorrow to listen to Mr. SoulSnipe. Blaze has an interview. Take it away.